What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you not to go off with Dustmaster Devontae, but you did it anyway. And now that you're old and dusty yourself, you're asking the Steve Urkels of the world to come and save you. And I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So I saw this very interesting meme that's been going around, and it looks like it's one of those like dating panels or relationship panels that they have. I have not found the actual video yet, but this quote has been going around and kind of going viral on the internet. And it's of a young lady, and she says this. She says that the black guys that were nerds in high school and got rejected by women for the drug dealers need to get over it and date them now. And she said, we were victims then. They preyed on us. So basically, what she's saying is, back in the day during high school, whatever, when girls like her were more interested in dating drug dealers and D-boys and stuff like that and rejecting nerdy black males, that she was a victim, right? That she didn't intentionally do that. She was a victim and they preyed upon her. And now that Pooky has had his way with her, or Pooky is dead or in prison, and now she needs a relationship now that she's older, that us nerdy guys need to get over that and just accept women like her and date women like her. We shouldn't hold her accountable for that, right? So I saw this making the rounds, and obviously this is going to set off a firestorm. But when I saw this, the first thing I said was, you need to get the hell out of here with that nonsense, okay? Trying to play the victim and play on people's sympathies and whatnot. We don't want to hear that, okay? And, as a black male who is actually a very nerdy black male and always has been, I have a very unique perspective on this, okay? So when I see stuff like this, there's one part of it that I do agree with. I do agree with the part that she's saying that black males who were nerds back then do need to get over this hump, and I agree with that. You do, as a black male, you shouldn't hold any grudges or be ultimately resentful for that, because that can be poisonous to you personally, right? And I don't think you should hold those types of grudges over time. All right, there's certain things you do need to get over that you went, that stuff that happened to you in your younger life, and if you need to get actual therapy for that, then you should probably go and do that. Okay, because that can turn poisonous to you and actually hurt you later on in life. I do believe that part of it. However, I don't believe you should start dating these types of women either. Okay? Because the truth of the matter is, if, for me personally, when I knew that there were girls who liked guys like this or who wanted to date guys like this, automatically those types of girls will become unattractive to me. So for me, this was never a problem per se. Like it kind of like was like an indicator and letting me know, okay, that's what type of girl she is. So she would not be a good girl or a good match for me. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't something that was hurtful. It never really broke my heart or anything like that. It was just like, okay, that's what she likes. I'm not that dude. Let me go find somebody else. Like that's how I always felt about it, right? And I think a lot of men should have that mentality when it comes to these types of situations. Like don't be bitter, don't be broken over this. I know it can be hard sometimes, especially if it was a situation where you really liked that girl back then and she rejected you in a very hurtful way or something like that, or maybe even she started dating you and then cheated on you with one of these types of guys. I understand that can be hurtful, but don't let that rule your life. Because even now, even when I look back on some of the girls that I might have had a crush on back then, and I look at them now, I'm kind of like, I'm thinking about it now with my older mind and my more mature mind, and I look back and it's like, why did I even think this girl was anything special, right? And the reason was because I hadn't lived yet. I've only grew up in my own little community. Like even when I went back to visit my hometown very recently, like seeing it just looked very small to me. You know what I mean? Like everything looked a lot smaller. And I noticed that. So like I've lived more now. I've lived in different places, met all different kinds of people, and had my own adventures and different experiences. So now it's not my own little town, that the girls there that were the quote unquote top girls, I figured out were not top girls at all. A lot of them are still there. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it's not something that as a man you should be holding too many grudges about. But however, don't be fooled or let your guard down with these types of women, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, and I've explained this before in some of my other videos where I said that these types of girls are not a good match for black nerds anyway. In fact, if I can be honest with you fellas, you black nerds out there, you're above these types of women. They don't deserve you. It's not the other way around. Like they're not out of your league, you're out of their league. Do you see what I'm saying? You should have more value in yourself and see yourself in that greater capacity and understand that you're better than they are. So for you to so once again, don't get too wrapped up in it and don't feel bitter about it because you're going to find bigger and better things later on. Definitely don't need to step back and date these types of women, especially, she says you need to get over it, but I left a comment on the original post saying, guys like us can't get over it because you've got the deviant demon spawn of Pooky running around your house. Like, how are we supposed to get over it when you've had children by this type of guy, or you've had all types of drama with this guy, or this guy is still around? He's like the character Gusto from CB4. He's waiting to get out of prison and wreak havoc on your life as soon as he finds out you're dating somebody else. You know what I mean? Like that's extra drama that most of us nerdy regular guys don't want to deal with, right? I'm not trying to be looking over my shoulder because Pookie is back out on the streets and now he's mad that someone's dating his baby mama, right? So for me, or have his crazy kids plotting on me because his dad was the ultimate thug and he doesn't see me as a man to respect. You see what I'm saying? Like no one wants to deal with that. So in my opinion, these types of women, when they like these types of guys and they have relationships with these types of guys, that's who they're fit for, right? They're not fit for you. Go out there and find yourself a black girl who's just as nerdy as you are and be happy. That's how I did it, okay? I stuck to the nerdy girls, or maybe the girls who were either community minded or who were into sports. So a lot of the girls who I knew anyway, who were into sports, usually had a lot more discipline anyway, because they were trying to get somewhere in life. So stick with those types of girls. Leave the dusty girls to be with the dusty dudes. You understand? If she likes Pookie, who's out there dealing drugs and walking around with his pants sagging, go get that. You don't have to lower yourself to trying to get with her, all right? Because she's not your type anyway. She's not, if you're a nerdy guy, she's not even going to be into the same types of things that you are. You see what I'm saying? She's not going to like anime. She's not going to be into comic books. She's not going to be into sci-fi, right? So you won't even have anything to talk about. So you liking her is basically a superficial thing anyway. So why would you even waste your time with that? Don't waste your time. Find someone who is at the very least who's into the same things that you are, who may have the same goals as you, right? You know, my wife and I connected on the fact that we both like to read. We met at a bookstore. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't going to meet Dusty Keisha at the bookstore. Keisha doesn't read, you know. And I hate to use that term because I know that's become like a term online now where, you know, black guys in the manosphere use that to stereotype all black women, but that's not all black women. There are black women out there who are just as smart and as nerdy as you are, who are into certain things and some of the same things that you are. Go out there and find them and be with them. I know a lot of nerdy guys, sometimes they overlook those girls because they're not, quote unquote, the hot girls, or they're not overly attractive or whatever, right? They're not the ideal of what they push to you as to what type of girl you're supposed to like. And I think that's a problem as well. Black men need to reevaluate what we should actually like and not what we're, quote unquote, supposed to like. All right, you don't have to like girls that look like the females in the music videos. You see what I'm saying? Just go out there and find yourself a regular black woman, just like you're a regular black man. Find that connection and be together, because you'll build a stronger relationship and a stronger family unit on that than you will based off of the superficial nonsense that is pushed to us through the media. So, you know, once again, this meme that's going around, to me, it's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear that nonsense about I was a victim, because if you knew these types of girls back in the day, you know that they were willing participants in the I want to be with a gangster Pooky lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You knew what types of girls these were, and they wanted to be there. They were not preyed upon. All right, they were dumb, yes, because they were looking at what was in front of them and not looking in the long run. They didn't understand that in the long run, that type of lifestyle is always going to end badly, and this type of guy is only going to drag you down. But that's what they wanted. So now they have to deal with those consequences, and they should not be able to reward themselves with a nerdy guy who decided that getting good grades or moving forward in life in a positive sense was something that they wanted to attain. You can't try to jump the line later on and get a guy like that. Okay? So, I mean, you folks can let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I'd love to hear from my fellow black nerds, whether they be male or female, because I know there's a lot of black female nerds who felt overlooked because of this type of nonsense that went on in high school. But, you know, everyone in high school is not that bright. And that's one of the reasons I don't hold a grudge either, is because in high school, everyone's dumb, young, and immature. So it's not that big of a deal. But however, as an adult, I'm not trying to play cleanup for this type of immature behavior either. So you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.